Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss the 2023 comedy drama film. Very comedic, very dramatic, beautiful disaster. So this stars Dylan Sprouse as Travis Maddox. We have Virginia Gardner playing this character of Abby. A bunch of other people are in this. This is based on a book series. I never read it. I didn't know it existed. I watched it because Dylan's in it. So I can't compare the story that we were presented in the film to the book series because I have no knowledge of what it's supposed to be. Other reviews tell me, it has nothing to do with the book series. So I'm very curious how much is actually completely different and if this is a bad representation of the book series, why it got to that extent. Anyway, the story presented to us, very cut and dry. Girl with a past meets boy with a past at a college in Sacramento, California. She's from Vegas. She's a kid prodigy poker player, right? She wanted to escape the life because her father was using her in regards to debts and stuff like that. And then Travis is a street fighter slash cage fighter for money to pay for his college. So the two of them meet, and they're not supposed to meet because they're just a disaster. They're bad for each other, but they work quite well together. She loses a bet to him. She has to stay in his room as a roommate for a month, for 30 days. And so they start to fall for each other, but then pull away, and then fall for each other and pull away. It's very cut and dry. You knew that they were getting together at the end. But how they got there is very interesting. So you have Travis living in this apartment with his cousin and his girlfriend. So it's the four of them for a month doing stuff, parties and different fighting events and things. And they're both changing. Travis and Abby are changing respectively. So lead up to the end is her dad owes a bunch of money, and then she has to play in Vegas for that money. Gets the money's taken away, and then Travis finds out, and then he has to fight to resume the debts, to relieve the debts. But turns out there was never any debts to begin with. It was all a con. Everybody was working together. So then she takes a taser to everybody. It was a grand old scene. Now, why I say that there was a disconnect between the comedy and drama aspect. The story was pretty forward. It was we got a beginning, middle, and end. Fine. It was just a matter of there was no middle ground of drama and comedy. When we had the drama parts, it was dramatic, and it was screaming, and it was fighting, and it was throwing things. It was dramatic. And then we got the comedy aspect. I laughed my ass off so hard during this film in two specific points. When, after Abby's surprise birthday party, they're chasing each other in a park, and Dylan's character of Travis has her, finally, and she's like trying to kiss him, but then she just violently throws up in his face. And she just stares at him and she goes, "When did I have noodles?" And he goes, "Nice." And I lost it. I couldn't breathe. I did not expect this violent vomit scene to be happening after this lovey-dovey, touchy moment of drama, smacked in the face with comedy. Couldn't stop laughing. There was another point where the two of them are wrestling or something like that, and they're like, "All right, we gotta go." And then they like boop each other's noses with each other's noses, and then they start to smirk, and then the scene immediately ends. And you could tell that that was improvised, and you could tell that they laughed their asses off after that was filmed. And it was a bad editing job because I should not have seen that smirk, but I did anyway, and it was absolutely hysterical. Another point is when the two of them are in Vegas and they're starting to get, like, frisky, and they're just banging around different things in the hotel room, and things are breaking and things are crashing, and then just random cat yells. Something falls and a cat yells. Something else breaks in the shower, and the same exact cat yell, it just screams. And I'm like, what does this have anything to do with a hotel room in Las Vegas that there's a random cat having the same exact audible screech? It made no sense, but it was absolutely hysterical. So my point is that the drama parts were very dramatic, and the comedic points were absolutely hysterical. Whether it was intended or not, it was absolutely hysterical. There was no middle to it. It was very two separate films. If it was just a drama film by itself, it would have been fine. If it was just a comedy film by itself, it would have been fine. But together, there was no Venn diagram. The black and the white never made gray. It was just very specifically black and white, comedy to drama. And I wanted gray because when you have a dramatic comedy film, like Crazy Stupid Love, that's a great example of a drama comedy film. It has that gray ground. It has that Venn diagram of gray. When you're mixing the black and the white, it creates gray. So it didn't do that. This film didn't do that. It was very much black meets white, no gray. I'm very curious how that happened. Did it happen with editing? Did it happen with the story? Did it happen with the story because it was based on a book that apparently wasn't actually page to screen book? I don't know. Overall, I enjoyed it. I gotta say it was very strange at first watching an adult Dylan Sprouse play this adult character doing adult things because he was a Disney kid. We all grew up and all of us millennials grew up, with him and Cole. And now that Cole has been doing various projects, especially with Riverdale for 7 seasons, and Dylan has been doing various projects as well, especially with films. It's very interesting watching them grow as humans and grow as actors. So now that they're adults in their 30s, still playing 20-something-year-olds, at least on screen. But you have to get out of that. They're not kids' mindsets, they're adults' mindsets. So once you switch that, then it's like, okay, well, this is an adult doing adult things, so it's different. But otherwise, in the beginning, it was very weird. I was like, no, 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 this is Zach doing some stuff. And I was like, no, 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 we got to get out of this mindset. So got out of the mindset, moving forward, respect the artist. Everybody did a great job with the material they were given. I just wish there was that gray of the dramedy, and there wasn't. But oh well, you win some, you lose some. Good film, laugh my ass off. On to the next review. Mucho mahalo.